everybody.
Hi, welcome to another edition of
Jolly Kids.
It's episode
98.
Umbrellas.
And duckies.
Since it's April showers month, and we know they bring May flowers, we thought we would teach you guys how to draw some umbrellas out of simple shapes. And what goes better with rain than ducks? I can't think of anything. So, grab your pens,
Your pencil.
and your paper,
And your erasers.
and let's go! Umbrellas are really easy to draw, and I'll show you what I mean. Umbrellas are basically 2 or 3 different shapes that we can use to make umbrellas. So let's just talk about making umbrellas first, right? And then we'll get into our trivia. I have 3 questions for trivia. So for an umbrella, you can just do a semicircle like that, an open U shape, upside down U, or a semicircle. You can do a line right across if you want. Just make that a little bit more even. You can do a circle shape.
Do I have a snack?
Sophia's having a snack while I show you the basics of umbrellas. Or you can draw an oval shape, and I'll show you how these all come into play. So whenever you're thinking about how you're going to draw your umbrella, we are going to take you through drawing a really cute scene with an umbrella and some ducklings playing in the water. And we're going to use one of these techniques to do it. But let me show you this. This one here. You can draw 1, 2, 3, 4, or less, depending on how big your umbrella is. And you can erase those lines, and you have your umbrella shape. Add a line. And you can even add some curved lines. And there is a basic umbrella. You want to make it 3D, you can sort of add a little bit of the pointy edges, like triangles on the inside, and it looks like you can see the other side of your umbrella. So that's a really simple way, and this is the way we're going to use to draw our duckling picture. Really simple way to draw an umbrella.
Do I have some trivia?
I do. I'm going to start the trivia, then I'll do one quick trivia. Are you ready for trivia today? So we're talking a lot about umbrellas, and I'm going to show you how to use these other shapes in just a second. But what does the word umbrella actually mean? A, keep off rain. B, make shade. Or C, portable dome. So what does the word umbrella actually mean? Keeps off rain, makes shade, or portable dome? And we'll just make sure that that is in the right thing. Yes, okay. My timer will go off in your phones. You'll hear it. Miss Rainbows wants to hear it. Okay, it may be loud in there. Just be warned. Try not to scream.
I can still hear you.
Good. All right, so our next shape here is this one, which is a circle. And this would be something that you could do, put a dot right in the middle. And this is something that you could do to make an umbrella from the back. So you can sort of...
From the top.
Or sorry, from the top. Sorry, from the top. So you can give scalloped edges if you want. You can leave them circular if you want. But that would be an umbrella from the top. They all come to the same point, and you could do straight lines And that looks like an interesting symbol. You can do the curved lines that I did. And you could even have like a funny picture of somebody. Maybe you could see their boots. And you can see it. This would be the inside. Maybe you have a person's head looking down, and it would be a weird perspective. But that would be a top view of an umbrella. We'll make those lines just a little lighter here. And for this one, we're about to have our timer go off, and Miss Rainbows can tell us if she can hear it. Da-da-da.
That was a bad idea.
I am sorry.
Ow.
I told you it would be loud.
You didn't tell me it was that loud.
She's recovering from her ears. So our trivia question was, let's see if anybody made any guesses. I don't see any guesses. That's okay. But the trivia question was, what does the word umbrella mean? Does it mean A, keeps off rain, B, makes shade, or C, portable dome? And the answer is...
Before you said the answer, I'm going to guess.
Miss Rainbow's going to guess.
It's umbrella, I think it means portable dome.
Portable dome. Well, since I know you know another language, think about what umbrella sounds like.
Oh.
Umbra is the Latin for shade. So it actually means to make shade, or something that makes shade. And English language is one of the only languages in the world that doesn't use a name for rain or water in the name for umbrella. Most other languages have two different words to differentiate between rain protection and sun protection. And I guess technically we do too in English. We have parasol, which is a French word for something that protects you from le sol, ou le soleil, so for sun.
Mommy, the first thing that you said protects you from the ground.
So, okay, true, sorry, true. Could protect you from the ground. I will get to that in one of our other trivia questions. But, yeah, so it actually means something that makes shade, which I always thought was funny. Before I get to the oval, on how we're making our little oval, and then we'll start on our ducklings, I'll get to my next trivia question for you guys. Are you ready for the next trivia question?
And no, I'm not wearing the earphones this time.
No, you're not going to wear the earphones. We'll hear it a different way. The next trivia question is, umbrellas were originally used, as we learned from its name, to shade users from the sun as early as 4,000 years ago in Egypt, Assyria, Greece, and China. When did they first become waterproofed to be used against the rain, or used to cover for rain? Was it A, 1,000 years ago, B, 2,500 years ago, C, 4,000 years ago, and I think that's all I got, C. So 1,000, 2,500, or 4,000 years ago, at the same time that they were invented, that they became waterproof for rain. What do you think? Let's put that timer on. Hopefully it's not super loud and icky for everybody. I'll turn it just a little bit down. Just a little bit down. So what we're going to do with this shape, back to our drawing part, this shape can also be used for an umbrella shape. Put a little dot or a tiny triangle if you're going to make this from behind. Sometimes you see those beautiful pictures of an umbrella from behind and you see part of the person carrying the umbrella. And then you just start drawing curved lines to the side in even triangles. And you sort of curve upwards as you start going to the top. And there you go. That is how you would get a side view of an umbrella. And you sort of take and put an angle there. You can have a square handle. You can have a curved U-shaped handle like this one. You could even make this like I don't know. A Pikachu umbrella. Oh, this is a weird Pikachu. That's okay.
I have a unicorn cat umbrella.
And that could be the handle. You could hold Pikachu's head. Or you could have the handle. You could have a Pikachu head as the handle.
Oh!
Or you could do whatever you want. Like sometimes, like Mary Poppins has a very unique handle on her umbrella. Not the trivia question. But she has a parrot on her umbrella that talks. So you could draw that too if you're drawing Mary Poppins' umbrella. And if you want, again, you can sort of add the scalloped edge. You wouldn't see all of this scalloped edge of an umbrella all the way around from this angle. It would be a little bit different because you'd sort of start to see the dome. I hear that. Goodness, how did your ears survive putting that on? So this would be from the perspective of over the shoulder, and maybe you'd have somebody's body here holding the umbrella on their shoulder. So there would be their shoulder and they'd be in the umbrella. So this is a way to do it. You can keep the thing curved in a oval, but those are really quick ways to do the umbrella. Trivia question. Are you ready? The answer to the trivia question. Umbrellas were originally used to shade users from the sun as early as 4,000 years ago in Egypt, Assyria, Greece, and China. When did they first become waterproofed for use in the rain? Was it 1,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago, or 4,000 years ago at the same time? What do you think, Miss Rainbows? What's your guess? Anybody guessed here? Nope, we don't have any guesses. What would your guess be?
Maybe 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago is Miss Rainbow's guess. Did you look at my trivia questions today? Because that would be correct. 1,000 years ago. While some people may have used them as rain shields sooner, in China, they actually used wax and resin to make both sunshades and water-resistant umbrellas. One of the same thing. So they would take the paper. Most of their parasols or sunshades would be made out of paper, so they used wax and resin to make sure the rain ran off. So it was about 1,000 years ago. Kind of cool, huh? It's funny that it took like 2,000 or 3,000 years to make that an actual thing. Anyway, so this would be sort of how you do a person who might be holding the umbrella. Doop-a-doo. So let's do a picture that involves an umbrella and some characters. Miss Rainbows has got one going on. Looks pretty cool. I'll do the last trivia question I have up and ready, and then I'll start the draw part, the draw with me part, to create a really cool picture. But if you already have umbrella ideas, go for them. Miss Rainbows does. Look at hers. Whoa. Last question. There are many nicknames for umbrellas out there. Which one of these is an old British slang for an umbrella? Which one is old British slang for an umbrella? Is it a bumbershoot, an oilskin, or a handway? Or handway, sorry. A bumbershoot, an oilskin, or a handway? What is an old English slang for an umbrella? Put the timer on. Ba-doop. And we'll do boop, boop, boom. We'll do a picture together. So this is going to be in, if you remember back when I first started this with Miss Rainbows here, we put out little how-to sheets for patrons on Patreon, and then made them available after our show for people to see. So if you wanted them earlier, you get them earlier through Patreon, but then we put them up for everybody to see after we did our show. Well, I did one for this week, so
yeah,
we'll be able to see how to draw this particular scene. So first you start off with your semicircle or your U shape. Leave it open. You can have it a big bow one. You can, your umbrella or your shape or your size of your umbrella totally depends on that U shape. You could have a wider one like that. You could have a closed dome one, more like what I have. It's all depending on what you want to do for your umbrella. I like having big domes for the umbrella. And then you draw a line as straight as you can, just on an angle. I didn't do it as straight as I wanted. On an angle, down to where you think you want your ground to be. Just like that. So it looks a bit like a bow and an arrow, doesn't it? And maybe I've done this just a little bit. You want it?
Put the timer on?
Yeah, I did. 17 seconds. You want to make sure it lines up with this guy here. So if you draw a straight line across, that this, and you still want to have a straight line, you want to make sure it sort of lines up a bit like this. Keep the straight line there too. I hear that buzzer. So our last trivia question is, what is the old British slang for an umbrella? So nickname for an umbrella. Was it bumbershoot, oilskin, or hanway? Miss Rainbows, do you have a guess?
Hanway.
Hanway. What makes you think that?
Because it sounds like you hold it in your hand.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. Well, you know what? You're 3 for 3, Miss Rainbows. It wasn't until the 1700s, 1760s.
No, that'd be 2, because I didn't get the first one.
You didn't get the first one? Oh, that's right. You said said portable dome. That's right. 2 for 3. 2 for 3. That's a pretty good record. 1760s. It wasn't until the 1760s in Europe that umbrellas became popular for both men and women. In fact, it was only used by women for a long time. And Jonas Hanway, that's his name, of England, was the one who made it popular for everyone because he decided to carry one around with him every day to use as a walking stick, a parasol, and rain protection. So he made it popular for people of all genders to use umbrellas in England. Now, however, you're more likely to call them a brolly if you're from England than you are a Hanway. But for a while, it was called the Hanway because of Jonas Hanway. Bumbershoot was actually an American slang for umbrella, with umber forming the first word of bumber, B, I guess, to make it sound cool, and shoot because it resembled and actually was the form of the early parachute design in the 1780s and 1790s. People strapped a couple of umbrellas together and tried it as a parachute. And that became the first design for framed parachutes. So funny that you should say about a parachute. So, our next step. Now that we've got all that out of the way, we're going to focus on making our picture. I love that we do trivia. I learn things every week. In this case, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 semicircles, and they're going to be a little bit lower than the big dome that I did. I'm going to delete or erase. In this case, I'm on digital, so I'm going to erase the line that goes through the umbrella. And I'm going to draw slightly curved lines to get that umbrella shape that we're familiar with. Now to put our little duckies in. If you want, you can also do a parallel line for the handle of your umbrella. I call them brollies, which is why I didn't use that as a hint, because it'll be all over brollies. Get your brolly. So I'm just going to make a parallel line for the handle of my umbrella. And what we're going to do is draw
hear our neighbors outside.
Yeah, 2 little guys are outside playing. They're not feeling very well, so they've been out having a lot of outdoor time today just to give their parents a break. Mommy or Daddy will be out there with them. They are. So we do a semicircle or an oval. You could do an oval if you wanted. And a circle, just like that. And a little tiny triangle for one duckling. And the other duckling I'm going to put right here who's in the rain. And it's going to be a similar thing. I'm going to put a circle a little higher up because I want this duckling to do my oval. Is going to be standing up. And a little oval and a little triangle for the tail. And as always, if I overlapped on things, I will erase. I'll even erase the little tail bit there. I'm going to erase the connecting part between those lines. If you don't have a good eraser, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You can use those lines as feathers or other things as you go along. It's not to worry. And then what I do with these is I'm going to give this guy a right angle triangle for his bill or his beak. And this one's going to have 2 triangles. A little one on the bottom and a bigger one on the top. This is the triangle part. This is the fun part. Lots of triangles. We're going to put another triangle right here with a little curve on the bottom part. It's just going to be a flapping wing. Another triangle here. Triangle down here, which we don't get to see the bottom of it, but it would go like this if you could. And a triangle out here like that. So the flat part of the triangle is there. The point is up against his belly. And one more triangle right there. Look at all these triangles. Yay! Then we're going to put, I'm just going to put a little line here because this duck is so happy. He's got his eyes closed. Or she's got her eyes closed. I'm just going to do a little line like, yay, look at me, I'm happy. Quack, quack. And I'll erase in here too. And over here, doot, 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 this guy's just happy but watching. Maybe watching brother or sister play. So far, we're looking like we've got some duckies. Here, let me make this a little bigger for everybody to see. Hi, Panda. Panda waved.
What?
I showed Panda.
Panda.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's going to be a little uneven because I'm just going to... Can I see what it is?
In my pond.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of duckies. That's super cute. I'm going to show everybody close up once you get some color on them here. You can keep working on your duckies. Those are beautiful. So this little guy, I'm going to fix up his nose a bit, his beak a bit. I called it a nose, so that it looks like he's a happy duck. And at this point in time, this is where you get to tell your story. Is it raining as these ducks are playing? Maybe you want to put some raindrops in, which are just straight line, semicircle, straight back up. And I know maybe you're familiar with a raindrop shape, but that's just the easy way to do it. And maybe there's a little bit of rain dripping off the umbrella. If you want to do raindrops following the umbrella, follow the curve of the umbrella on both sides of the raindrop, and it just looks like it's sort of trickling down the umbrella. I'm probably gonna fix my lines up a bit because I made the picture super big, which makes the lines really thick. Okay. And what I like to do with my story on these guys are playing, and maybe they like to be playing in a puddle or a pond. So all of this water that's dripping off this umbrella, it's got to go somewhere. So think about how water just sort of flows, and you can do a squiggly line all the way around. And maybe you have a little bit of a squiggle on this side to show how much this pond or this puddle has spread. You can just sort of delete that line a little bit, except under this guy maybe. And then you can sort of see there.
Erase, Mommy.
Erase, delete. I know, I'm sorry, I apologize, I'm thinking in terms of computer stuff. So, if you've ever seen a raindrop go into a puddle, you sometimes get those little waves, ring waves come through. So you put a few of those into the puddle. And then you can start adding some cute little details to your duckies. Maybe they've got some soft fur. Or down, I should say, because they're brand new duckies. They're kind of ducklings. So maybe you put a little bit of fur, or fluff, I should say. It's not fur, it's down. It's very soft feathers. You can make the tail a little bit more square, or a little bit more like that. And you can play around with these triangles, maybe make your little, I have created a problem for myself with this, I'll make it a little bit thinner here. Turn my lines a little closer, and maybe this is less of a triangle here because I'm submerging his foot. I'm sort of balancing on his foot.
A little birdie who's exploring on top of ducky exploring on top of the cattails.
I love that you get cattails. This one has a little whoop. There, there's a little duck, and then start to add some colors to this. And that's sort of how you can personalize your own story about these little ducks in a pond. And you can add little details, and maybe like Miss Rainbows, who loves to put bows or hats or other things. You can do that too. You can maybe give them some decoration. I once did for somebody's bedroom a painting of a little duck in rain boots splashing in a puddle with an umbrella because the duck didn't want to get wet. And of course, what's really funny about that, because it's cute and funny, is that like this little guy, maybe the duck didn't want to get wet, and yet they, liquid water kind of goes off their back pretty easily because of how their feathers are built. So I thought that was kind of cute that the little duck didn't like to get wet. Maybe we see a little bit of this on the side because it's umbrella. Maybe you don't, depending on how the umbrella's turned. Actually, I think I'm going to take those off. I think it looks a lot better without them. So if you have something that helps you draw circles better, or something you can trace, feel free to do that if that makes you feel better. Some days
I have a friend at school. She can't get over how amazing her circle maker is.
Yeah?
She's one of those perfect circle maker tools. She every day she will grab a piece of paper, make a whole bunch of circles on it, and she'll like, I love this thing.
Are we referring potentially to a compass or no?
I think it's a compass, yes.
Handy to have. It's a compass. So, there, I've got my little duckling. 2 ducklings. I'll maybe open this up a bit so we can see this little ducky who's, yay! I've got puddle splashing, and I'm going to make this one have this sort of fuzzy on the back of the head. That's its personality, and this one's less. And there. So that's how we do this main drawing, and then you get to pick your colors for however you want to color it in. Maybe you want to add another duck, maybe you want to have a duck flying in, or maybe you want to have more raindrops, or maybe you don't want to have rain. Maybe you this is after the rainstorm and the ducklings have found a puddle to jump into. That's where your own imagination comes in.
Like this little guy has a leaf on his head and he's like, yay, it's a hat.
And I think it just doesn't look. There, he looks a little happier now. There, he looks a lot happier now.
It's this little dude who has a leaf on his head. And he's like, yay, it's a hat.
It's a hat. It's a duck that has a hat. That's a leaf. That makes me so happy. Oh, I didn't turn the light on, but that's okay. The sun is helping today come through our window, but we're gonna get lots of rain tomorrow, so it is as it is. Tell us all about your pond.
This is the baby ducky pond.
Baby
And there's a flower with a little guy on it. And then there's a guy here who has his leaf hat. And
Oh,
this guy's exploring. He's like on the cattail. This guy's underwater. This guy's sleeping. This guy's swimming. This guy's looking at the umbrella like, what is that thing?
there's so many ducklings. That's so cool. Because we're past time. Very quick version of my ducklings that we've done with you. And there's Miss Rainbow's ducklings. So cute. Did you have fun making those?
Yeah. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and share the video with all your friends. That way, nobody misses Draw Me Kids Edition ever again.
Yay! Thanks for joining us for episode 98, Umbrellas and Ducklings. We hope that you had a very good time and that you drew your own ducklings in your own way with some umbrellas and have some ideas for your other pictures that you might want to do later about umbrellas, right? We are going to see you guys next week for some Easter stuff if you celebrate Easter, and drawing eggs and things like that. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be celebrating something big, won't we? If it's 98.
It'll be episode 100.
100! Woo! So we're looking forward to celebrating with you guys in 2 weeks. But in the meantime, we'll do some Easter stuff. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye!